Hello, gamers, and welcome to ZGC. My name is Aurelius, and today we're playing Evolution 2 Battle for Utopia. The June update is live, people. Go get your Evolution 2 app updated right now if you haven't already. And we're going to go over the last bit of update details that the devs posted over there on their Facebook page, as well as show off some of the new stuff in the update. And before we get into all of that, if you haven't done it already or if it's your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell. That way you never miss an upload going up on the channel. And please join me on social media, especially Discord. Like, we have good time over there, and like one of a long time subscriber took a little break, and now he's back, and yeah, he's just full of information. I mean, he probably loves this series more than I do, which I don't think is possible, but that's beside the point. I mean, we have some very good people over there on the Discord who can help you out with the game if that's what you need, or you're looking for suggestions, or you just want to contribute to your own ideas on how you do things. Our Discord is a really great place for you to do that. And a little disclaimer, as you see on the screen, we got talents, and you might have noticed this on the home screen and everything. This is what I was pushing off in the last video, because I was going to do a whole separate video on which I think each one of these do. But since this update came out today and not tomorrow like I was hoping it would, have to do that video and everything. I'll do a more in-depth video on talents a bit later on, but for now we'll just go over the basics of talents and what they do. So with the update, Blake will get talents, and he'll have access to 18 new abilities. And these can help him out in combat, and help his economy out. Like, you ever want more biofuel from your reactor, these talents can help you do that. So they're broken down into 3 different trees. The first of which is tactical. Once you put a point into this, Blake will be able to use a sword in combat, and it will use a new resource called Fury. And we'll talk about Fury and how to use the sword and all that a little bit later on. But for now, that is the tactical tech trees. They're mostly all upgrading the sword damage and what the sword can do whenever you use it. So the next tier is special. These add or improve some of the effects in battle, such as the reanimated talent, which will allow you to resurrect a dead ally. Now, I got some issues with that. Like, if it puts your medkit on cooldown and you're about to die, it doesn't really matter because you're dead. I'll save that for the talent video. And then the last tier is economic. Remember how I was talking about the biofuel? You get extra biofuel from your reactor. This description says that you can get crystallite when beating a sabotage or a Rubicon, and any extra crystallite is more than welcome in my book. And there is the economic tree. So how to actually get these talents and use them, which we will cover a little bit later on. So you can get talent points for developing your ability. So use your mastery and you'll get talent points. For every 12 levels of mastery you gain in one of Blake's abilities, or it doesn't specify if it's for the ability or overall, but every 12 levels you will get a talent point. And your talent points will be there waiting for you depending on where your mastery levels are at. And a new type of battle called the Outpost. So the Outpost can appear on the map after 0. I have issues with the word can. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in this video as well. But the faction's vulnerability and resistance to certain types of damage will differ from those in regular battles, as you saw from the screenshot. 155% energy damage, fire and acid were 35%. So, and it's just another way to get some more boxes. And the most important part, the thing I like about best about this is it can complete the daily mission battle task. So you know how we've been going a few months without completing those daily missions? That's what it is. So first off, talents. There they are, right there below your abilities. As you see, I've spent a few points already. I had 72 total. I used 3 of them. And like some of these things are just amazing. Like I said, I'm gonna do a much more in-depth video on these, but as you saw, I just upgraded the sword ability to 2. Yes, they take gems. It'll be 100 for tier 1, 200 for tier 2, and 300 gems for tier 3, which means 600 gems to max the skill. That's 3,600 gems per tree. So, but again, I'll save all the all the math stuff for the talent stuff. So, hold on to those gems. Like, if you're one of those people that just spend gems on random things, stop it. Get these talents because I've been looking over them and they're ridiculous. Most of them are anyway. They're just insane. And here is the brand new event. They're calling it King of the Hill. We didn't have a name for it in the update details, but this is where we'll be able to pick up Roxy BPs, and over here in the season pass, we'll start getting Margaret BPs. As you see, Margaret's picture is not in the game. Hopefully, when the King of the Hill event starts, we'll be able to actually see her and see her ability in action, because that's what I really want to see. I want to know the AoE and how much damage she does and all that good stuff. But we got about a week wait before we can see what all that holds. All right, and lastly on the smorgasbord, the outpost. So once you get a faction down to 0, you'll still get your Rubicon, but an outpost will, not can, will appear. Like I'm a stickler for that. I play Magic the Gathering. Like, you say words like can, I got questions. You say will, I'm like, okay. So I've zeroed out all 3 factions today, and Outpost showed up for every single one. So I think it should be will, not can. And they will stay there for 12 hours, as you can see from this before and after. I don't know what words to put on here, so I did before and after. But they won't disappear with your situation update. So if you zero a faction but got something else to do, just do your Rubicon, come back a little bit later. It will still be there waiting for you. Now look at these resistances, man. Like, they didn't mess with the frag damage or the side damage, which is good. But I mean, you will definitely need some good weapons of every element to deal with these, because as you see, I'm going through this with my Chimera assault rifle, because I do not have a good energy weapon. I do not. You know, I just got the basic one that we get, the prototype, whatever numbers come after it, you know, and I'll use that a little bit later on. And I think I was better off with my Chimera rifle doing 35% of the damage. But I got Fido there as a partner who does energy damage, and of course Matryoshka sniper rifle, which is the saving grace of all of this. But yeah, it's pretty nuts with the resistance. Now you can boost that resistant weakness, so you're doing even more damage with these weapons. And all you got to do for that increase is watch an ad. I did it. You don't have to watch an ad for every battle. You watch the ad. It's there for the entire outpost, and it increased the resistance damage by 25%, bringing to a total of 180% damage from that. But it only affects the whatever the weakness damage is. Now I'm still gonna play around with the outpost and everything. I mean, I got the Sai and Red Face outpost up right now, and it looks like they're not going to mess with their natural weaknesses at this particular moment. So get a good energy weapon, get a good fire machine gun, and a good fire AR, and you're good to go. Maybe a good fire partner too, which we got one coming in the form of Margaret here soon. But whew, that sword, whew. All right, so how Fury works is, as Blake takes damage, as you see in a couple of, in some of these battles, as Blake takes damage, his Fury will start building up. As you see, I used the sword. My fury wasn't there. Then as soon as I took damage, the sword appears. So once that gauge turns red, once it's full, you can actually use the sword and he'll just fly out there. It doesn't matter if the enemy is in the air flying through space. He will instantly transport or instantly teleport to that enemy, hit him with the sword, and then if you got stuff like I do, or you've invested in the tree a little bit and have unlocked several of the nodes, he can hit multiple enemies. The sword has an AoE effect and everything, so you can hit multiple enemies, clear multiple enemies, hit two different enemies, all that good stuff with the sword. But the key component here is he has to take damage, and I've been finding myself just sitting there eating machine gun bullets and grenades and everything. Stuff like grenades and acid pools and like fire pools will charge it up even faster. Just keep an eye on your health, you know, because he does not gain health as he's gaining fury. He gains fury as he loses health. This is a S rank chosen armor, and it takes about losing about half my health to fully charge this up. So I mean, once I get it charged up, I stop taking damage until I use the sword. Then I start taking damage again. So just be mindful of your health, especially if you're gonna heavily invest into Blake's sword skills. Um, Make sure that your med kits are on cooldown before you start taking the damage again, you know, especially on trying to get that second charge, you know, and just keep an eye on the battlefield and take out some important opponents or do a little bit of extra damage on a boss. As you like, you toss a grenade, use a sword, you're gonna hit them with the sword, the grenade's gonna land. Like, I mean, the skill itself is pretty quick. It takes like less than a second to execute. Like, so it will beat out grenades, sniper shots, stuff like that. I mean, even your partner specials. So, like, if you don't think whatever you're using is going to kill the enemy, go ahead, use that sword ability, do a little bit of extra damage to it, you know, and then when you get back, pop off your sniper, you know, and hopefully you used your partner special before you went out there, and the thing is going to be dead by the time you're back in your zone and can move around again. You know, I haven't noticed if he does take damage from stuff that's out there on the field, like you say hit a C900's flask, you know, and he's standing in the acid pool. I haven't noticed. If you have noticed that, please let me know down there in the comment sections. But I mean, I highly recommend getting the sword just for the base damage alone. It's absolutely ridiculous what he can do with this sword. So, with all of that said and done, oh, there, the daily missions. All you gotta do is clear 2 outpost missions. Daily missions done, and we'll get 6 of these a day. Or, my bad, 9 of these a day. You know, unless you're just extremely vigilant and Rubiconing as soon as the 12 hours of the faction cooldown is up. You're doing too much at that point. But yeah, you can get 9 of these a day. You only need 2 to complete that daily mission, so that's just one less task to worry about, you know, for your seasonal rewards and everything. So, but with all that out of the way, I'm just gonna go ahead and let this battle play out. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you got more questions about this update, I mean, we still got more to go over. Like I said, Margaret's not in yet. Like, they're not even showing her picture, you know. So when she hits, we'll see what she's capable of. Also, like I said, more in-depth video on talents. So if you want to know what talents you should be invested in, stay tuned. Make sure that subscribe button is hit, you know, because I do plan on releasing that sometime this week. My week is just busy. And plus I have to redo everything and redo all the math and all this other good stuff for that video, which I've been working on that as well as putting this together today and while running errands. And yeah, enough said. Anyway, I hope you all have an awesome day. I hope you guys are staying cool. If I sound a little bit different, it's because we're in the middle of a heat wave, and as soon as I walk into a cool room, my nose just starts dripping, and it's affecting my voice a little bit. So that's what that is. I'm not coming down with anything, at least I don't think, but I'm taking preventative measures anyway. But yeah, I hope you all are staying cool. I hope you're not out there burning yourselves to a crisp in the sun during the summertime. And I hope you all have an awesome day. Join the Discord. I will see you there. And I'll see you later, gamers.